Good morning from Argentina. So today I want to talk about a campaign that I launched a couple months ago that I thought was going to be successful for GTM Labs in acquiring clients, but in my head it was good. It was a good idea. I executed and it didn't work out. I sent it to over 20 people and ultimately they all kind of just left me on red or unread. And I'm gonna get into this in this video on exactly my thought process. What was the campaign? So we'll talk about what was the campaign, my thought process, how I executed, and those were the results. And then some like lessons learned. But right now, we're gonna go to a new cafe spot that kind of looks like a co-working, and we'll try it out and see how it is. Hopefully, we'll be able to record in there and we won't be too bothersome. See you there. I don't know why, but this is a longer trip than I anticipated. It's a lot of walking. Well, this is one way to get the steps in. Actually, this is actually good because I don't have, the gym that I go to doesn't have cardio machines that I like to use. They don't have treadmills that have incline, and they don't have any Stairmasters, so this is kind of like the only form of cardio I'm gonna get, sadly. The walk continues. All right, so the campaign that I ran was essentially finding YC Combinator founders and co-founders, and then it was providing free content. So I would publish around maybe 20 posts, and I would put it into a Google Doc, and then I would screen record it. So I'd use Loom to screen record the social media posts, and then I would send that Loom video of me scrolling through the social media posts that shows the picture and the copy, and then send it to the founder and the co-founder. I would try to find a YC Combinator startups that had at least 2 people that I could reach out to, so like point of contacts, and I would send this. And yeah, that was essentially the campaign I ran. So I did the research on the YC Combinator. I found the founder and co-founder, and I would then screen record the social media post and then send a DM using LinkedIn Sales Navigator. And I DM'd about, I want to say 48 to 50 either co-founders or founders, and that resulted in one person watching the one person watching the Loom video, a Loom video. So let me say that again. I created about 20 posts, I think maybe for 15 to 12. Actually, I can check right now. Let's actually see. And I would show you, I would screen record this right now, but I don't want to show the actual startups that I reached out to. I feel like that's kind of distasteful. Let's see, 1, 2, 10. Okay, so 10. So 10 startups, 10 to 11 startups. 10 to 11 startups, and I would find, anywhere from 2 to 4 to 5 co-founders and founders, and then just send each of them the Loom video. And each Loom video had their name. So I would basically just have one screen recording. My face would not be in the screen recording. I would not say anything in the screen recording. It's just a screen recording of me scrolling down on the content, and then I would duplicate that one Loom video about 3 to 4 times, depending on how many point of contacts there were for that company. And the only thing that would change would be the name at the top of the title for that Loom video. And then I would directly DM them using Sales Navigator and then send it to the point of contact. And only one person clicked the Loom video link and watched the Loom video. and that resulted in 0 booked calls. Hey, this is Editor Joe, and I realized I can go a little bit more in depth on what I did and give you more context and more specifics. So I made a content folder for all of the videos that I made. In that content folder, I count 39 videos that were created. So that means at least 39 people were contacted via LinkedIn. And this right here is what you're looking at is one of these scripts. So V3 just means that this is a third person that I reached out to, right? And from my memory, because I don't have access to all of the LinkedIn mail that I sent out because I was kicked off of the plan. The way, and I can go into that in another video, but basically I found someone selling LinkedIn Sales Navigator for $30 per month. And I didn't renew it, so when you don't renew it, he kicks you off of the business plan and everything gets wiped. All of the emails, all of the messages that you sent, the leads that you collected, everything gets wiped. So when I came back onto the plan, it started me like I was a new person. So there's a context there. So I don't remember exactly if I reached out to each person multiple times, but I'm gonna just assume from my memory, I'm pretty sure that I only reached out one time. But because each company, we at least had 2 points of contact, I know I reached out to that company at least twice, right? So I might have reached out to the founder first, then the co-founder, then the CTO, then the CMO, something like that, right? So this V3 means that this was probably the CTO that I reached out to. So I've taken some of the stuff out here just so I don't get in trouble in showing you exactly who I reached out to. But this is what it looks like. So I have like the name of the person, the company. In here I have the Loom video, and then I also say that there's no pitching involved. You don't hear me talking. It's just content that I think would align with their brand really well. And then at the very end, I kind of add some trust, saying like I have years working as a product marketing manager for X company and Y company. And then at the very end, I try to position this outreach as, here, I have created some content for you to use. It's free, it's on this platform. I'm just looking to get some feedback on the platform so I can better this platform when I go to market with it. So that's kind of like the thought process in this outreach. So what does this say? Is this an indication of a failed campaign? I'd say so. I mean, I still don't know if all of the other messages that I sent were opened, but I do know that no one else clicked on those Loom videos. So any lessons that I learned from this? I think the lessons that I took away was that in my head, this was a really good idea. I really thought this was gonna work because I'm providing value, right? So really the key takeaway there was, that I took from it was, you can have a really good idea, but until you test it and validate it, it's not a good idea. It's just an idea. And I really thought that this was gonna open doors, get at least my foot in the door, but it wasn't the case. So if you look at this from like a funnel perspective, it wasn't even the content. It wasn't really the content, right? The thing that sticks out to me was a lot of people didn't make it to the content. No one even made it to watching the Loom video. So that means that the outreach was the problem in that funnel. So how I'm connecting with the founders or co-founders, or maybe it's my follow-up. Maybe I didn't do enough follow-ups. Maybe I didn't do follow-ups through different channels, like email after. So that's another lesson that I took, is revisiting. If I were to do this again, I would probably extend the follow-ups, because I believe my approach was, I sent one message and it was the link to the Loom video, and there was no follow-up. There was no follow-up on another channel. There was no follow-up again through that LinkedIn DM. It was just a one-shot approach. My thought process during the time was, it's okay if I don't follow up with the contacts, because I am outreaching to at least 2 to 3 to 5 people in that organization. So then my strategy changed and I said, okay, which is my current strategy now. And my current strategy now is to do more of a social selling. So it's not just DMing them valuable content or a linked or a Loom video. It's asking them questions, being curious about the company, being curious about their marketing that they're doing, and then transitioning into what I could offer them in GTM Lab. And also too, it could be that the offer just wasn't right because I was only offering content marketing. But who's to say that the problem that these companies are facing isn't a content problem? Maybe it's a product marketing problem, right? Maybe it's a sales enablement problem. So those are some things that I'm thinking about as I'm reflecting on the campaign. Is maybe that the outreach wasn't good enough and needs tweaking, and 2, that the offer just wasn't right for these companies. You work remote, you're in a different country, beautiful Argentina. It's just about the freedom about waking up, going to a coffee place that has really good Wi-Fi, good coffee, and just working there for 3 hours, and then going back to your Airbnb because you realize that you forgot the power adapter because Argentina uses a different freaking plug that looks like it's crooked. And yeah, but at least you have the freedom, right? At least I have the freedom to go back. I'm doing a new campaign. So previously I was doing the YC Combinator as my leads, and my new approach now, which I didn't show you because I was actually building up the sequence and getting the leads, and I just officially launched the campaign today. And the campaign is the segment of audience, the audience that I'm going after now are from the AppSumo community. So AppSumo is a platform that sells, or I guess it hosts companies that are selling their product as a lifetime deal. And the caveat being that once that deal goes away from AppSumo, it never comes back. And usually those companies, they never offer that lifetime deal again. And so that's kind of those are the leads that I'm going after. Those are the people that I want to work with. Actually, one of my clients, current clients, is from the AppSumo community. And that's where I got the idea. I was using the product of this company. I realized I really like this product. Why not reach out and see if I can help them with their marketing? And so I reached out and started talking, and one thing led to another, and it ended up working out. And so I thought this could be like a rinse and repeat process. It worked for me once, why shouldn't it work again? And that's that's all I'm going to be attempting. How I'm getting the leads is it's pretty simple. I have access to AppSumo. I'm seeing which products are just launching or which products are about to go away. And then I'm going onto their website, finding them on LinkedIn, finding who the co-founder, the founder are of LinkedIn, and then I'm putting them into my CRM system and then outreaching from there. So I'm setting up a connection request, and then once they accept my connection, then the whole process of social selling starts to unfold. So that's a campaign that I was launching today. So it initially launched today, and so I'm happy, and we'll see how that goes. So stay tuned. The next steps is since it's inconclusive to tell whether the campaign was a success or not, I need to do more research, specifically on the founders and the companies. I'm gonna keep trying the show don't tell method, but it does take a long time to produce the content. So what I might be doing is testing out a method in between where I essentially ask them if I can show them a video of content that I created. Once I get the reply back, then I can go ahead and create the content. The content itself will only take me about 30 minutes to create, about 20 posts. That way, if I do this method, I can go ahead and scale this up and potentially send it to a lot more people, a lot more companies outside of the YC Combinator space, because I've only been able to do a couple accounts just because of how high of a lift it is. But if I do a method where I'm doing a campaign, an email campaign, and I'm sending and asking for permission, I could do that and scale that up, and then once I have permission, I can go ahead and create the content. I think that's a better strategy moving forward, but I still need to do a lot more research to test out. So I think next steps is to do the email campaign blast, asking for permission, then from there sending the link, and then determining how many people have viewed the link and have responded with a yes or a no, positive reply or a negative reply. And then I can go ahead and tell whether the content itself is the issue with the bottleneck in the campaign, or if it's the messaging itself. So we'll see how.
Oh my God.